So, good evening, Manchester, and a very, very warm welcome to each and every single one of you for tonight's exciting event. My name is Jonathan Bremner, and I'm so delighted to be here tonight to be your host for this evening. We have a packed hour ahead of us with some very familiar faces and a whole host of special guests just for you. But before we go any further, let's go live to the More Yusuf household in Manchester for a few words from Jude.
When I was asked to open the Chai dinner in February, I could never have anticipated the pandemic we have been living through these past few months. I know unprecedented is the most overused word, but we all know what it means, a unique moment in our life's experience. For some, it is the loss, stress and anxiety. For others, it is an enhancement of family bonding, some life-changing decisions, more time for physical, mental and nutritional care. For Chai, it has brought an intensification of its responsibility to care for those caught up in this crisis. Chai might have contemplated cancelling tonight altogether, but the dramatic impact of lockdown on cancer patients is undisputed and has made tonight all the more necessary. Chai wants and needs to be prepared. Cancellation of fundraising events during lockdown is going to have a major impact on so many charities, so we really appreciate more than ever that so many of you have turned up to support Chai tonight. So why are we embracing the moment tonight? While in the fullness of time, a patient might forget the frequent treatments, the setbacks, the myriad of plans and arrangements and so on, sadly, one will never forget the moment they received that call or got the diagnosis. Thankfully, I can't imagine what that call is like, but I will never forget when a close friend called to tell me of her prognosis. I was in John Lewis buying shoes for my daughter. Statistics distance one from reality, but the actual reality is that any of us can get that call, today, tomorrow, whenever. As a health and fitness wellbeing practitioner, I've seen the importance of mind-body interventions, the clear benefits and enhanced quality of life it can bring. I've witnessed the power of nurturing one's body and mind to help relax and buffer some of the negative effects of cancer. In many circumstances, this can help manage symptoms and quality of life. This is harnessed by Chai, who provide cancer patients with support and skills that build strength and hope, as well as physical and emotional resilience. A cancer diagnosis carries with it a unique set of challenges. Not only does Chai offer help, guidance, and holistic support, but I've seen firsthand the invaluable support it offers to the whole family too. When I was 5, I had the most beautiful dress, which I loved twirling around in and felt fabulous. One day I ripped it on my way to a party. As you can imagine, I was so upset and wanted to throw it away. Mum painstakingly sewed it back together, adding little embroidered flowers, which actually enhanced the plainness. It was now a new design, but one I quickly got used to and continued to love wearing for many more years. This is what Chai does so well. It provides the strength and tailor-makes the tools to embrace the different version of oneself for those touched by cancer. Chai means life. Chai helps enhance the lives of others in so many ways. Please help Chai to be as effective as possible and enable them to continue to bring so many the help and support they need. Thank you and enjoy your evening.
And a huge thank you to you, Jude, for that very special message. So ladies and gentlemen, tonight we have over 500 households from around the world tuning in right now. And during the course of this evening, we're going to be popping in live to a few of those households to say hello, both in the UK and, of course, overseas. So why don't we head straight to one now? Let's head over to Amanda and Peter in North Manchester.
Because
Good evening, Amanda.
I didn't know that
Good evening, Peter. How are you both?
Say anything.
Amanda and Peter, I'm not sure if you can hear me. Can you hear me over there? I can see you on my screen, but I'm not sure we can hear. Give us a thumbs up if you can hear us.
I understand.
Good evening. We are Amanda and Peter Adshead. I am extremely proud to be part of the High Girls Committee that have organised this wonderful virtual dinner this evening. I hope that this will be a huge success, and thank you from myself and the girls for joining us tonight. I wish Chai good luck and all the best. L'chaim to you all.
Thank you so much, you guys, and l'chaim to you too, guys. So let's go straight to someone else, actually. I think we've got a few people waiting tonight to say hello. We're going to head straight across the seas to sunny Netanya in Israel, where we're going to hear from Susan. Good evening, Susan. And hi, all the way from the UK. How are you?
Yes, I'm fine. But it's Shalom from Yerushalayim, not Netanya. Okay, I'm delighted that I'm Chai's founder president. But I'm a little disappointed that I'm not physically in Manchester tonight as I planned, especially as this year marks 30 years since dear Francis Zichrona Levracha and I founded Chai. But thanks to modern technology, I'm delighted that we're all able to be part of this year's Manchester dinner, albeit virtually. I just want to say a big thank you to everyone involved for your hard work in planning this evening's amazing event, and to you all for participating. And finally, I'd like also to drink a toast to Chai with my best wishes for a very successful evening. L'chaim.
And l'chaim to you too. Thank you for joining us this evening. So, ladies and gentlemen, as you know, tonight is about high cancer care and the incredible work that the organisation carries out across the country. So please take the next 2 minutes to find out a little bit more.
They say life is a journey, and usually we know the direction we're heading. A cancer diagnosis can throw us into the unknown, the unfamiliar, the disorientating. We feel numb, our mind blank, yet we have 1,000 questions. Some are easily answered, some are not. How do we tell our children, parents, friends, work, school? What does the road ahead look like? What support is available? And where can we go for help? For more than 28 years, High Cancer Care has helped tens of thousands of cancer patients and their loved ones navigate through their new landscape with expert support and care. We are there, from our 11 centres across the UK. And when our clients can't come to us, we go to them, to their homes, to hospitals and hospices through our home support service, as well as through telephone or Skype. Each person on their own journey, with their own fears and hopes. We're here for the patients, the family, the friends, colleagues, classmates and teachers. Right now, 3,487 people are benefiting from Chai's all-encompassing 360 degrees of support, from diagnosis, throughout treatment, to adjusting to living with cancer, whatever the outcome. Chai provides the right support at the right time. Be that emotional support, physical support, and through medical support at our rehabilitation and palliative care clinic, or simply to be themselves, to meet others and share experiences. So whether you're 3 or 93, Chai is there to help you navigate the road ahead. Chai, the Jewish community's dedicated cancer support organisation.
So we're going to head straight back, I think, to South Manchester. We've got a few more people that I'd like to say hello to. Gabrielle and Mark, good evening to you both. Are you both there with us?
We are here.
Good evening.
Yes, I can hear you. Good evening, you guys. I'm going to hand it over to you guys for a few messages.
Fantastic. Well, we're delighted to be here. Gabrielle and I are delighted to be here supporting Chai. In fact, our support goes back to 2008 when Chai first came to Manchester. And it was a three-way partnership between Chai, Fed and Heathlands Village. And we're delighted to see how that has developed and thrived over the last 12 years to now this state-of-the-art 4,500 square foot amazing unit within Heathlands Village. So we're thrilled to be a part of that. We're delighted to be here tonight. We wish everybody involved with Chai the best of luck. It's obviously very trying times at the moment. We appreciate that. But we would just like to drink a toast, would we not?
We would indeed.
So, L'chaim to Chai, and we've loved our Thai Chai as well. It's been a great evening so far.
Great meal. Thank you
so much.
L'chaim.
L'chaim.
Thank you, guys. L'chaim to you guys as well. Thank you to all the people that keep joining us tonight. We've got a few more to say hello to, and we've got a few special guests coming for you. But we're going to head straight across to a massive distance to Johannesburg, where we're going to hear from Rabbi Mendel and Mashi Lipska. Good evening, gents. How are you guys?
We're doing great, thank you very much, and it's an absolute pleasure to be here with you and to share in this incredible, joyous simcha of Chai. I must tell you, I have had the privilege, the pleasure of watching this organization grow as a result of a very close friendship with Louise and late Freddie. And I remember the pride with which Louise showed me around that magnificent center in London. And to see this organization, this worthwhile organization, an organization of kindness, an organization of caring, grow and grow and grow. We share in your joy, we share in your simcha. And Mashi and I would like to say to all of you, Louise in particular, L'chaim.
L'chaim. A massive toast to you guys. Thank you so much for both of you for joining and watching. And to everyone that keeps supporting tonight. What an amazing organization. And it's led by the quite incredible chairman, Louise Hager. Good evening, Louise.
Good evening, Johnny. Thank you. And good evening, everyone. Well, this certainly is a moment I will always remember. Even though circumstances have dictated that we have to be socially distanced, emotionally, I feel very close. And that's because the support of the Northwest community for Chai has always been incredible, even before we opened our centre at Heathlands in North Manchester in 2008. And I'm sure tonight will be no different. An advantage of having a virtual event is that Chai supporters are tuning in not only from Manchester, but from all parts of the world, which has touched us greatly. And I want to thank each and every one of you. Last year, when we began planning this event, the theme we chose was the moment. How prescient was that? And what a moment we find ourselves in. In our day-to-day lives, consciously or otherwise, we all strive to be in control. And if there's one thing this pandemic has shown us, it is how precarious our control really is, and how it can be lost in a moment. And while this was a new experience for so many of us, it is very much a story of a cancer diagnosis. Life is going on as normal, and then the doctor says those words that no one wants to hear: it's cancer. A moment when all the control you thought you had feels like it's slipping away. Your health, your emotions, your plans, your life. Taken over by uncertainty, isolation, and normal routine is dramatically changed. What we've all experienced during this lockdown is what cancer patients experience every day of their lives. The difference is that for most of us, the lockdown will ease and ultimately end. But for so many, the physical and emotional impact of cancer, it doesn't end. There is, of course, another moment in the cancer journey. The moment a patient or a loved one turns to Chai and enters a transformative world of support and care. Of course, our care has been very different in the face of Corona. In the Northwest, like in our other 10 satellite centres across the UK, our specialized services have adapted to being delivered through telephone, Skype, or Zoom. I deliberately did not use the word remotely because even though we are currently not able to deliver any of our services face-to-face, our dedicated local team, led by our Northwest Manager, Jerry Singer, and Client Service Manager, Karen Richmond, together with our wonderful CEO, Lisa Steele in London, continue to uphold Chai's ethos of providing a highly professional service that is always delivered from the heart. And this ethos runs through the organization, through the entire organization. It's quite simply in our DNA. And it is as powerful today as it was 30 years ago when my dear mother, Frances Weingarten, Aleha Shalom, and Susan Shipman had the determination and passion to ensure that no one in our community should have to live with the impact of a cancer diagnosis without support as they had. And so we're delighted, Susan, that you and Izzy could share this special moment with us tonight. Cancer has not stopped because of COVID-19, and neither has Chai. The unexpected collateral damage of this pandemic on cancer has been truly staggering. And as I'm sure you have all seen almost daily in the media, the reports of delays and cancellations of hundreds and thousands of screenings, surgeries, and treatment is alarming. And then there is the added factor that for fear of catching coronavirus, many people have not gone to their GP after noticing any unusual symptoms. In fact, this accounted for a 60% fall in urgent cancer referrals in England. And as we all know, the benefits of early diagnosis and intervention are critical. There is now considerable concern that there will be a surge in the months ahead as people start to feel more confident in seeking medical help again, and as they are reassured that, thankfully, there are many corona-free hubs in hospitals across the UK. So as the lockdown restrictions start to ease, what does it mean for Chai, and how will we be able to meet not only the ongoing demand, but also the inevitable influx of those people who have just now started to receive their diagnosis? It will be a challenge, a big one, because so many of our clients are immunocompromised and vulnerable. And understandably, many more will feel secure using our home support service, which is much more costly to run. In fact, double what it would be for them to attend a Chai centre. Our projected budget to run the Northwest service this year is £400,000. And as an organisation that receives zero statutory funding, we are reliant on the generosity of you, our loyal donors, to help us meet this enormous financial demand. It is now 2 years since we held a large fundraising event in the Northwest, but I know that this warm and giving community will deliver what is required. So when it comes to the moment to make your pledge, I urge you all, please, for that moment, just that moment, to remember how you felt as lockdown started, the unexpected change, the uncertainty, and be as generous as you can in supporting Chai tonight, so that together, all of us, we can continue to care for everyone who turns to us at the most critical moment in their lives. And from the moment of Chai's inception, we have always recognized the Almighty's guiding hand. And one of the blessings was when Maureen Lipman came into our lives. So it is with great pleasure and no small amount of emotion that I'd like to hand over to Maureen for what I'm sure will be a very special performance. Maureen, over to you.
Thank you, Louise. Thank you. I don't suppose, Louise, you've had a moment's sleep since you started planning something, anything, that would engage our audience tonight to favour this evening in the face of hundreds of different, equally desperate causes. So Louise said to me, what can we do? So I said, well, I could offer you a one-woman show. Oh, she said, that would be fabulous. Could you get David Baddiel as well? So then she had a great idea, which was that my late husband, Jack Rosenthal, died in 2004. The last thing he wrote was a 10-minute play, which Louise commissioned from him. I don't think much money changed hand, actually. And it was done at their fundraising dinner, and it was, well, it's very poignant, and I think it tells the story of what some people may not actually be able to understand, because you can't experience somebody else's experience, can you? So we've gathered together. She found the script in an archive, and yes, indeed, I did say to David Baddiel, will you join me? And David said, I've just told my agent, no more Zooms, no more charities, that's it. But for you, so he's either a man of honor or a fool, depending on whether you're talking to me or his wife. And then I decided to ask Mancunian and great novelist Howard Jacobson if he would play Grandpa. He's been in lockdown since about last November, I think. You'll meet him in a minute. And then we just needed the two younger boys. And Fabian Frankel, he was in The Knowledge when I directed it at the Charing Cross Theatre. He's familiar with Jack's rhythms. And Gabriella Margulis, I didn't know, but my daughter said she's been in 2 plays of mine and she's perfect. I agree. So now, let me introduce, it's curious enough, David said when we talked about the play, he said, it's not one of Jack's funniest plays, is it? Of course, it wasn't one of the funniest periods of our life, but as Edmund Kean said on his deathbed, dying is easy, comedy is hard. And now let me introduce, ladies and gentlemen, we've had at least 5 or 6 minutes of rehearsal. Let me introduce my cast. Hello, you guys, and welcome to Schlochdown, as I call it. Have any of you got any good lockdown story? Oh, I can't hear David. Oh, David, I can't hear you.
I can't hear him.
No, we can't hear David. David, are you turned on? We can't hear you. How's it looking so far, ladies and gentlemen? Well, if we can't hear David, then we need plan B. Oh, look, lockdown knees. Look at that. He's got a plan. Oh, lockdown feet.
Do we all have to do that?
Howard, you stayed in quite a lot, didn't you, during lockdown?
I've been locked down. You said I've been in lockdown since November. You didn't say November which year. I was born in lockdown. I live in lockdown. Lockdown, there's no difference for me. I am a lockdown person. What's outside? What's to see?
You quite enjoyed it, your time in lockdown then?
Well, there's nothing outside to see, isn't it? There's what's... You stay in, you rehearse, you write. This is it.
Yeah. I mean, freedom from ambition has been a very good message for me. I can tell you that, actually. It's been, I don't have to sit there being jealous of Imelda Staunton anymore, you know. It's quite good.
You never had reason to be jealous of Imelda Staunton.
Or any of them. Fabian, how about you? Have you enjoyed lockdown?
I mean, I'm living with my mum, which at 26 years old is ill-advised, I think. But no, it's been a really interesting time, sort of nice to get a break, I suppose, and obviously very aware of how difficult a time it's been, I think, for so many people, and you know, very, very happy to be here tonight.
Yeah, and Gabriella?
Well, I just moved in with my boyfriend about 2 days before lockdown happened. So that's been an interesting time. Yeah, we're still together just.
Well, have we got David? Have we got sound from David? No, we have no sound from David. Okay, no. So in the event of having no sound from David, I'm going to ask Fabian if you can read David's part, because I can't think of, unless we have Marcel Marceau in the house, I can't think of any other way we can do it. The play is called, I'm going ahead now. Is that the right thing to do? Do I have news from on high anywhere? That we're going to go ahead and Fabian, will you read? You can't. Okay. Is there a Jewish actor out there? Do you know the story about the Jewish actor who rang his mother and said, Mother, I'm so thrilled. I've got the part. I'm playing the husband. She said, you couldn't get a speaking part. Okay. They're all old, but they're still funny. The three ladies in the restaurant, and the maitre d' comes over and says, is anything all right? The definition of a Jewish nymphomaniac. She make love on the same as I had done. Okay, I'm running out now. David is not going to be able to speak. So David, thank you for coming. Either Grandpa can take over his. No, it's difficult because you speak together. Fabian, it's got to be you, love. Is that all right? Can you do that?
Yeah, I'll give it a go.
Think of it as Martin Scorsese is out there. No pressure.
Yeah, thanks.
Jonathan, we're going to go ahead with the play in spite of David not being heard. I don't know whether you want any more time for you to try and get sound. No, it's not going to happen. Ladies and gentlemen, the all-seeing, occasionally not hearing, second performance of Jack Rosenthal's Tell Me on a Friday will take place now. It's a family gathering, a Friday night dinner. Mother, father, who's quiet tonight, Grandpa, Gary, a man of 25, and his wife, Lorraine. And it goes like this, bearing in mind that Fabian is also his father. All I'm saying...
All your mother's saying...
As I was saying, all I'm saying is...
All she's saying is...
Yes, that if you hadn't maybe both got here late and didn't have to rush off early, you'd enjoy your dinner more and we could all talk a bit more. That's all I was saying.
That's all she was saying.
Yeah, and now you're cranked.
I'm not cranked.
Well, you're very quiet.
You're quiet, yes.
Yes, and you're not eating.
No, I'm not.
Neither of you are eating.
Gary, the only time you're quiet is when you're cranked. Call me an interferer, call me an outie cat, call me what you like. That was supposed to be amusing. That was supposed to make you laugh. Didn't work, did it?
Gary?
No.
I think yes.
Not tonight.
Now.
Oh, you've got some good news. Oh, you're going to...
No, Val. Yes, he's quiet, and no, he's not cranked, and no, there is no good news. Gary.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry. It's bad news. The thing is, I've been having some tests.
Tests.
And,
tests. Good. The more driving tests you have, the better. The way you drive. One hand on the wheel, the other yakking into a telephone.
His hand yaks into a telephone.
Knows what I mean. That was supposed to make you laugh as well. Not doing well tonight, are we?
The tests were for something else, Grandpa. I'm sorry, everyone.
And that's how it happens. That's how all things happen, I suppose. Suddenly, out of the blue, 1 minute everything's okay, and the next minute nothing is. He was late because he couldn't face telling us. And they were leaving early because he couldn't face not telling us. Okay, he said, Okay, it's bad news. I've got cancer. That's your son talking. That's your son saying those words, saying that word. He's 25. I've got cancer.
It's all right. It's all right. Nothing's impossible. Things can be dealt with, problems, anything. A second opinion, that's the first thing. All my life I've sorted things out. That's what I'm good at. There's always a way. Money, no object. The top specialist in England, the world, the best money can buy. Oh, Gary. Gary.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu. Please, God. Please, not Gary. Me. Give me the cancer. A baby he is. Please, God. I don't know the prayer. There must be one.
Perhaps he was right. Perhaps it wasn't the best time to break the news, break their hearts. But what would have been the best time? At least now they know. We can stop pretending nothing's happening, stop having to be brave. He'll be okay. He'll be fine. He'll get better. I know he will. They might not. He might not, but I do. God. Poor Gary.
Testicular cancer. I think I once knew a joke about testicular cancer. I think it was Malcolm in the Liverpool office. Something about, there's no such thing as testicular cancer, it's all just balls. It was cleverer than that. Can't remember it properly. Wouldn't be funny anyway, I suppose. Poor Lorraine, eh? All those months of, so when are you two going to start a family? And poor mum. Got some good news. On the plus side. On the plus side. I suppose there isn't one. Better she's a widow than a widow with a baby. Or is it?
1 minute. And everything you think matters suddenly doesn't. And all the time I've worried because I thought I might get breast cancer. Because my mother, obviously, she had it. And every time I had a mammogram, I was worried for nothing. And then I worried about Gary all the time. Had he taken on too much? The flat, the job, the mortgage? Would he be able to afford to have a family? Do you ever have a family now? I don't know. None of it matters, not deep down. Just him. And will he be all right? Will he be in any pain? Will he, God forbid, die? 25 years old. People say to you, you've got to be strong, you've got to think positively. But this isn't about other people. It's Gary. I can't think of the right words to say, and I'm his mother. Can't think of the right thing to say because I'm his mother. What can I do? That is the end of our play. And thank you so much to my actors. And I'm so sorry about the sound, David, but Fabian, brilliantly well done, covering both yourself and your father. Thank you so much. And ladies and gentlemen, you can turn to someone because there is high cancer there to help you and to see you through. It's a charity like no other. and I'm very, very proud to be associated with it. You go to Chai, you get the support you need, and please, I know you're called upon so often in so many directions, just give what you can. Thank you.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you'll all agree how incredibly moving that play was. And well done to you guys that just did it. Please do go to highcancercare.org/pledge, and we will be back in 2 minutes. Thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the next part of the show tonight. And such a shame that we lost David in that link. But David, we did all get to see your legs, which is a bonus for everyone. I'm going to head straight back to the very wonderful Maureen Littman. Hello again, Maureen.
I was thinking about the light at the end of the tunnel, which is what Chai is for so many people. And it reminded me of the lovely story of the woman who has one of those light at the end of the tunnel experiences when she's in hospital and she sees an angel and the angel says, go back, you're not due for another 33 years. So she's so excited. She gets back, she has her face lifted, she has her eyes, her nose bobbed, she has flesh from here, put here, and flesh from there, put here, and she just is $1 million, and she walks out of the hospital and an ambulance hits her and she's back in the tunnel of light, and the angel at the end, and she says to her, what could you do this to me for? You're an angel. She said, how could you do this for me? How could you let me be hit by an ambulance? He said, I'm sorry, I didn't recognize you. how many people can I offend, I wonder, with these jokes? It's a pandemic, and there are a couple of pandemic stories which may not offend you. One is the story of the man who goes to the doctor, and the doctor says, "I'm so sorry." He says, "You've got E. coli, Ebola, and hepatitis B." Oh my. He said, "What are you going to do? What can you do?" He said, "Well, we're going to put you in an isolation room and we're going to feed you escalopes and pancakes." He said, "Will that cure me?" He said, "No, it's all we can get under the door." And then, of course, because you don't hear jokes anymore. I mean, there just aren't any because of political correctness. So I really, one really clever story that I like is actually the best lawyer story of all times. And it's about a young man in a charity, and he's very keen, he's mustard keen, and he goes through all the books and he finds a very, very wealthy man who's never, ever given anything to any charity. So he sends him a letter and he calls him and he said, "Well, you know, I notice going through that you've never given any money. Could I ask you for a donation for this charity?" And the lawyer thinks for a minute and he says, "Did your research show you that my mother is terribly ill and that she has huge medical bills which are far beyond her ability to pay?" He says, "No, I didn't know that. I'm sorry." He said, "Furthermore," he said, "do you know that my brother is a war veteran who's confined to a wheelchair, is unable to support his wife and 6 kids?" No, he said, "I'm sorry, I didn't know that." "Did you know also that my sister's husband died in a car accident, leaving her penniless with a marriage and 3 children?" The humiliated rep, completely beaten, says, "I'm so sorry. I really am. I had no idea." And the lawyer says, "So, if I didn't give any money to them, what makes you think I'm going to give money to you?" Look, I just have a little aphorism for you, because nobody told me, because it's been a bit busy, nobody told me how long they wanted me to do. So I could be here all night, or I could wind up. And so, you know, nobody's going to tell me that at the moment. But let me just say one thing, which I read, and it's not. Well, I read 2 things today. One was having sex in an elevator is wrong on so many levels, but it's not that. It's the line, "Today is the oldest you've ever been, yet the youngest you'll ever be. So enjoy tonight and every day to its full breadth, width, and dazzling end of being. And do what you can for High Cancer, because it's a marvellous charity." Beam me up, Scotty!
Ladies and gentlemen, wherever you are, at home or in the studio, I know we've been laughing at Maureen's jokes, but I think she deserves a massive round of applause. Well done, Maureen. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. And of course, all the incredible cast of that joined you on Tell Me on a Friday. David, I know we had problems with the connection, but thank you for joining us as well. Howard, Fabian, Gabriella, thank you all so much for that very moving play. Right, I think we've got a few more people we're going to check in with around the country. Let's head straight back to Manchester, to the home of Ian and Amanda. Good evening to you both.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. Are you having a party?
We are having a party, and it just reminds me, if I may take a moment, following Maureen Lipman, it reminds me of when I met her 30 years ago. And she was very generous at the time and was involved in promoting medical screening at the time. And I was asked to take a blood sample from her for publicising the campaign. And I stood in front of her to take the blood sample to be photographed. And the photographer said, "Could you stand behind her? You're in the way." And I just said, the only people I know who stand behind their victims are vampires. And quite unprompted, Maureen Lipman started laughing. And I was so embarrassed telling jokes in front of the great BT, Maureen Lipman, but she was so generous, she said, "That's where we get our jokes from." So it was a lovely opportunity this evening to meet her out at dinner. It is an amazing organisation like Chai that can create a dinner in these circumstances in perfect blue sky weather in Manchester. It's almost unheard of. And that is Chai for us. It is the challenge that Chai takes on, and it delivers again and again. And in these difficult times, for us involved in trying to deliver clinical services, we realize how much people need to be connected, how much people that we look after with various conditions or cancer need to be connected and need to know that someone out there is there for them, caring, concerned, providing support. And Chai does all of that, and it does it so well. We are very, very proud to be associated with the organisation.
Indeed, we're so privileged and honoured, and we ask you to raise your glass to the most wonderful organisation of Chai, L'chaim.
L'chaim.
Hear, hear, L'chaim. Thank you so much. Amanda and Ian, thank you so much for joining us for those lovely words. I think we're going to go back to one more family's house to say hello to them. We're going to go back to North Manchester to say a very good evening to Angela and Andrew. Over to you guys.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening. How are you guys doing? Are you having a nice time tonight?
We're good, we're good. We've got a couple of gin and tonics on the go and we're having a nice l'chaim. We've been watching it and enjoying the show. Very, very good. I'd just like to say it's a great organisation, Chai. We try to support it as much as we can. We have a local, just to plug my own bakery, we have a bakery in Manchester. And on the big window next door to the bakery, we have a Chai 5. So if anybody's popping in to get some bagels, don't forget to donate to Chai Cancer Care. Great organisation. Just like to wish everybody a l'chaim. Chai, Chai to life.
Hi. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. So thank you very much. Do you know what? Thank you to everyone whose house we've been in tonight, and thank you for staying online with us all the evenings, and thank you for all the great words and the chaims that we've had. Oh, well, where's time gone? I'm sure you agree, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a wonderful evening, and it is a true shame that in these circumstances we're not together in person. But hopefully we will be again sometime soon in the not too distant future. But before you go, I'd like to hand over to Chai's Chief Executive, Lisa Steele, who has one final surprise. Lisa.
Thank you. Wow, what an evening we've had. Before you switch off Chai and switch back to Netflix, we have one last fabulous moment for you. I promise it's worth waiting for. Just before that, I'd like to say a few thank yous. First of all, Jude Moriosov for her heartfelt welcome, which really set the tone for this evening and so eloquently captured the essence of Chai. Lisa Binder and Claire Spieler, the dynamic duo. Thank you for all your dedication, emails, WhatsApps, and late-night calls. There was a moment early on in the pandemic where we wondered if this event would even take place. Well, we're all so pleased it did, and it wouldn't and couldn't have happened without you and your fabulous committee. Amanda Adshed, Michal Mockton, Jane Meklovich, Alex Kaplan, and Lisa Hadari. Rachel Martin, you were thrown in at the deep end, but as always, you remain calm and organised and help make the event run as smoothly as possible. And not forgetting Danny Blumenbach and Tanya Barkley, who have both the patience of a saint. It's so often in life, it's not what you do, but how you do it that counts. It's the skill, expertise, compassion, and dedication of all our counsellors, therapists, staff team, and volunteers that has such an impact on each and every person that turns to Chai. A special mention and thank you to Jerry Singer and Karen Richmond for all their commitment and hard work, and always going above and beyond all that they do for Chai. Thank you to Feast by Ed for being so generous and accommodating, although disappointed you didn't deliver to London. For those of you who have enjoyed Ed's delicious food, I'm sure all the calories were worth it. Our fabulous production team, Barry from Creative and Commercial and Jeremy from Musica. It was certainly a challenge organising this virtual event, and we want to thank you for always being there for us and for always being there for Chai. Maureen, your title may be Honorary Patron, but you have been a true and loyal friend to Chai over many years. And what better commitment than to put together, with not much notice, an ensemble cast for Jack's play tonight. Thank you for cajoling David Baddiel, Howard Jacobson, Fabian Frankel, and Gabrielle Margolis. You were all exceptional, and we can't thank you enough. I can't let this moment go by without saying a personal thank you to Louise, whose passion, commitment, and dedication to Chai is an inspiration to us all. And now, to leave on a high, or should I say a high? Over the years, one song has become an unofficial anthem at Chai. It gets played at all our events, and our guests can't help but sing along. Tonight, for the first time, we've taken that anthem and have pulled together some of the most famous people ever to have sung it, to sing it for you. In fact, to sing it with you. Please join in L'chaim, to life.
What do I think? It's a match. You agree? I agree. You've made me a happy man. Yeah. Let's drink on it. Why not? To you. No, my friend. To you. To the both of us. To our agreement. Our agreement.
To our prosperity, our good health and happiness, and most important,
to life,
L'chaim, L'chaim, L'chaim,
to life. Here's to the father I've tried to be.
Here's to your pride to be. Drink L'chaim, to life, L'chaim, 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 to life. Life has a way of confusing us, blessing and bruising us. Drink L'chaim to life.
God would like us to be joyful, even though our hearts lie panting on the floor.
How much more can we be joyful when there's really something to be joyful for? To life, L'chaim. To title my daughter,
my wife. It gives you
something to think about, something to drink about.
Drink L'chaim
to life. To raise a wolf, to tevye.
To title my daughter, my wife.
Futures be pleasant ones, not like our present ones. Drink L'chaim to life, L'chaim. L'chaim, L'chaim to life. It takes a wedding to make us say, let's live another day. Drink L'chaim to life.
We'll raise a glass and sip a drop of schnapps in honor of the great good luck that favored you. We know that when good fortune favors to such, when it stands to reason, we deserve it too.
To life and all good fortune. Be happy, be healthy, long life. And if our good fortune never comes, here's to whatever comes. Drink L'chaim.